good day. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jesse Pullman. I'm your host, and today on Dystopian Report, the place where we dream of and unfortunately, as of today, live in a nightmare world, we're going to talk about preparedness because I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and it was about a certain salute that a certain wealthiest man in the world did twice. Did it once, turned around, did it twice. And I'm not going to subject you to images of that salute if I can help it, but I am going to talk about it because it's sort of relevant. It is sort of the headline of today. It's not the guy who's in charge not putting his hand on the Bible. It's worse. The guy did a certain salute. The salute is banned in many countries because a lot of people once did that salute and they kind of killed a lot of innocent people in the process. Well, it's almost like I could lose you with just talking about vague things. So my friend was saying, hey, I don't feel anything from this. Maybe I'm disassociating. And I went, nah, dude, you're just prepared. Like, you're politically astute. You know what's going on. You're prepared for this. And he goes, I don't feel very prepared. And he's right. You don't feel prepared for something like this. To quote another far-right lunatic, Donald Rumsfeld, there are known unknowns and unknown unknowns. There are things you know are coming. You know that fascism is coming. You know it's going to be laid on. Maybe you don't know it's going to be laid on this quickly or this thickly. But you do know it's coming. What you don't know necessarily are those who will go as far as possible to excuse it, to pretend they didn't see what they saw because it benefits them in some way. Today we're talking about the Anti-Defamation League. In this particular post, I'm pulling it from Joshua J. Friedman's Blue Sky account. It's all over the place. It's on their X account, but I called it X. Oh my. I don't have my video camera up or you would see my face looking in shock. So this is the Anti-Defamation League's account. This is a delicate moment, they say. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. Reading this, you would think they're going to say, hey, you should be extremely careful with any gestures you make, or something like that. Well, it seems, they say, that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm. Again, he did it twice. Not a Nazi salute. But again, we appreciate that people are on edge. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for the healing and work towards unity in the months and years ahead. I added a V in there by accident. So, were we prepared for them to say something like this? Well, they did sort of stop hating on Musk around the time that, I guess, the Gaza genocide started, right? Suddenly, Musk was against the Gaza genocide, or rather, against the people against the genocide. I'm sorry. It gets confusing when you have to talk about things that are this horrible. They suddenly wanted to be buddies with him. They suddenly forgave him of all his things. And the Kekius Maximus stuff, and all the far-right stuff, and the talking points like the Nazis were communists. They weren't communists. They killed the communists and the socialists. Keep this in mind when they lie to you. Well, when they lie about these sort of things, and then you have the supposed Anti-Defamation League come out and support them, that's an unknown unknown. You don't know that's coming. You can't prepare for something like that. But you can, I guess, lower your expectations for what you're going to see in terms of resistance. I mean, we've already seen organizations like TikTok, which is supposedly Chinese communist influence. We've seen them give way. So, prepare yourself. Some would say gird thy loins. I would say gird thy soul and thy heart. You're going to see things that are horrible, but ultimately distracting. You're going to see things that are horrible that ultimately hurt people. You're not always going to know the difference up front. And you can't prepare for every eventuality. So try to prepare based on the long-term trends. Try to prepare based on what you see being done. Know that actions are the primary thing to be concerned about, but that words lead to actions. And keep an eye on the local level as well. See what's going on in your area. There's talk that there are going to be mass deportations starting tomorrow. It's January 20th. They're supposed to start tomorrow. You may not be legally able to interfere with those arrests, but you may be able to shout out why is ICE here? Why is immigration here? Why are the cops here? And you might be able to get away with that. Use whatever power you can to help those who need it. Even a 2-minute head start could be all it takes for an innocent person to get away. Because when they say things that are absolutely horrible, like I believe Tom Homan said something along the lines of anyone caught harboring an illegal alien will face consequences. It's not an exact quote. I don't have it in front of me. This is what I mean by being prepared. I didn't prepare for this particular leg of the conversation. Again, I'm trying to keep this series kind of unscripted. Well, replace that word, illegal aliens, with Christians, with Muslims, with white people, with Irish people, with French people, with Jewish people, with Muslims. Did I say that already? Like, you get where I'm going with this, right? Like, you can replace illegal alien with any other term, and you start getting vibes of a history that we've already lived through once, and we don't need to live through again. But unfortunately, we might be living through again. And that is why the tagline of the Dystopian Review series changed from dreaming of nightmare worlds to living in a nightmare world. And we talked about this in the first episode, how dystopian literature, which is what this channel is founded to talk about, is absolutely based on real experiences, often of marginalized minority people. And yeah, this is what we were talking about. Guy gives obvious salute. Organizations dedicated to combating that particular ideology submit. And when organizations like that are captured by the far right, by the fascist interests, by the oligarchic interests, we'll talk about that soon, I hope. It's terrifying, but do what you can to prepare your soul. Do what you can to prepare your heart. Fortify everything you can. Check in on those around you, especially those you know might be vulnerable. And be ready to do what little you can in a way that doesn't create more victims to help those who are in immediate danger. I want to thank you all so much for joining me one more time. We'll be doing this series as regularly as news presents itself. I really do hope you will consider that this channel is founded again on, not this channel per se, but this concept, this Dystopian Report concept is founded on the principles of Terminator 2. There is no fate but what we make, so let's make a better fate. Thank you all so much for joining us. My cat just climbed up onto her little Betty on my desk. She's adorable. She went to the litter box. You probably heard that. Thank you all so much for joining us. And as always on this channel and any other channel I run, peaces.